Just give me 1 second. Okay. Hi. Welcome to New Solutions. My name is Mel. I'm the receptionist here. Okay. Yeah, we get a lot of people in here for similar issues. So, as you know, we are a drug rehabilitation center. So any form of rehab you need, we do drug rehabilitation, but we also have a ward for mental health. So if that's something you're also concerned about, you seem, just upon my first inspection here, you seem to be relatively sober. So what did you think you were looking for? Okay, so you are, yeah, so this is just for my supervisor. It's, we write up both a written report and we type out a report. So the written report is a little bit less official. It's just something that we do anytime someone comes to talk to us. It's simply a formality. You know, what I'm writing down does not mean that you are by any means forced to be here. This is a strictly volunteer-based rehab facility. If you were to be admitted to the hospital and to the rehab ward, to the detox ward downtown, that is oftentimes involuntary. So, you know, if somebody called in, or there was maybe a risk to your life or someone else's life, but since you're here and you seem to be relatively sober, I don't really see that being a problem. I see this to be, you know, just an interaction between me and you, totally volunteer based. So don't worry about what I'm writing, but I will ask you just a few questions that we ask anyone. So are you currently on drugs, intoxicated in any form? Okay, so you did, okay, heroin, okay. Fair enough, okay. But just a little bit, okay. Yeah. All right, and approximately how many years have you been using heroin? Okay, so just a few months, okay. I mean, you're young, so a few months is still very significant. I usually ask years. I'm not sure why, it's just sort of out of habit. So yeah, so a few months. Do you know about exactly the date you started using heroin? Okay, so hydrocodone for about a year. Okay, and then you moved to heroin. Okay, yep. Okay, all right. And do you feel as if you are a risk to anyone else's life or your own life? Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say that is a risk to someone else's life. You know, a lot of our patients have a tendency to feel a lot of guilt surrounding their addiction, but you know, we can't always control what the mind does. We can't always control, you know, what happens. So I always like to suggest that, you know, the guilt factor is sort of left out. You know, I don't find, you know, based on what you've told me so far, that you're a risk to anyone else, but you are a risk to yourself. Do you, in that case, it would be, you know, are you suicidal? Do you have suicidal ideation? Do you want to kill yourself? Okay, yeah, so that is a little bit concerning to me, which is why, you know, we're taking this report. And when this is told to me, I do need to report it to one of my superiors, but by no stretch of the word are we going to make you stay here. But I think that what you've told me so far, I think that you would benefit from being here for at least 3 days. And because of what you've told me, if you are admitted, you will be under a 72-hour hold. So that's 3 days. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we have a wing that entirely deals with addiction. We have a wing that is entirely for mental health, and then we have a sort of a lower risk ward. And because you've come in here with, you know, your cognitive reasoning, it seems to be unobstructed. You're admitting that you are a bit suicidal, but, you know, you don't have a plan. Okay, so you know all these questions. You don't have a plan or anything. I would suggest that you maybe stay here for 72 hours in our lower risk wing, which, you know, you'll go to groups, you will be given medication for the withdrawals, and of course heroin withdrawals do last more than 3 days, but we can get you started on a plan for how to taper off. How does that sound? Okay, so let me just type up some of this information. Do you have your ID with you? Oh goodness, okay. Alright, so this is your driver's license. Did you drive here today? Okay. It's okay. You know, we have a lot of people drive here under the influence, believe me. And that's something that that I do have to put in the report now that you've told me, but usually we don't ask just because it's so very, very common. Okay? But you will be in no legal trouble for that. Okay? Just please don't do it again. Okay, so before we go any further, I just need to ask you about I just need to tell you some of the rules. So we're going to admit you here in just a few minutes. Then you already have all your things packed. You were planning on staying, right? Okay, so you already have your bag and all that. So have you ever been convicted of a sex crime? No. Okay. And what was the last felony you committed? Okay. I'm sorry, things get a little bit loud around here. They can get very loud, so I'm sorry about that. But I promise you, at night, the walls are thick, so you really don't need to worry too much about that. And I doubt you'll get very much sleep anyway. Heroin's a nasty, nasty thing. Okay. Last felony, none. Okay. Well, you've come just at the right time. Okay, and you said you're in school, correct? Yes. Okay. So I can write down in these notes here that you'll need a doctor's note. Okay. So I mean, this should just work as any other doctor's note. Usually professors accept this, so okay. And we do need to confiscate your phone, so let me give you just a piece of paper here and a pen, and you can write down all of the numbers that you need to before. It's okay. And once you're admitted, we'll wait, you know, a day or two to collect all of your insurance information. We like to do that just because sometimes insurance is a tricky business, and it's just easier to do once people have sobered up or are in a better state of mind. So we'll just wait until you are admitted and sort of settled in before we do any insurance information, okay? Okay, so you can go ahead and write down your numbers here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. so you can bring this in with you. I'm going to have to confiscate everything else. Yeah, I'll take that. No hats allowed. No belts as well, so I would go ahead and take off my belts. Okay. Wonderful. So you can go through that door right behind me there, and good luck. There will be there's a waiting room right through those doors, so just take a seat out there, and I will have a doctor in just a moment. Okay. All right.